After the fall of the Watchers, after the mysterious story of the angels who descended to the earth and changed the course of human history, one question remained that was perhaps even more disturbing than everything that had happened before. If those celestial beings had crossed the boundary between heaven and earth, then what happened to Enoch, the man the Bible mentions so briefly and yet in such a strange way? In the book of Genesis, his story appears wrapped in silence. It simply says that Enoch walked with God, and then suddenly the text tells us that he was no more, because God took him. No explanation, no description, no details about what truly happened in that moment. For centuries, this short and mysterious sentence has stirred curiosity in the minds of countless readers. Because whenever a sacred text becomes silent about something so extraordinary, people begin to wonder about the story behind those words. Did Enoch die in a different way than the rest of humanity? Was he taken alive into another realm? Did he witness something that no other human had ever seen before? And perhaps the most intriguing question of all: why him? Why was Enoch chosen? The second book of Enoch, known in some traditions as the Slavonic Book of Enoch, attempts to answer these questions with a narrative far more expansive than the few lines found in Genesis. According to this ancient text, Enoch was not simply a righteous man. He became a witness to the structure of the heavens themselves, a man temporarily removed from the earth in order to observe the hidden order of creation. And if this story is true, then the journey of Enoch is not just an ancient legend. It becomes one of the most mysterious revelations in all religious literature. Imagine the moment: not a king surrounded by soldiers, not a prophet speaking to crowds, but an ordinary man living in a turbulent generation, a world already marked by corruption, violence, and the echoes of a celestial rebellion. And then something impossible happens. According to this ancient account, one day Enoch was inside his house when two beings suddenly appeared before him. They looked like men, but their appearance was unlike anything human eyes had ever seen. Their faces shone like the sun. Their eyes burned like fire. Their garments seemed brighter than snow illuminated by pure light. The presence of these beings was overwhelming. Enoch felt a deep fear rise within him, but it was not the fear of danger. It was the awe that comes when a human being suddenly realizes he is standing before something far greater than himself. The two messengers spoke calmly. They told him not to be afraid. They had been sent to bring him. Just imagine hearing those words. Two heavenly beings appear in your home and say that they have come to take you away. What would you think in that moment? Would you ask questions? Would you look back at your family? Would you try to understand what was happening? Or would you simply stand there, overwhelmed by a reality too powerful for the human mind to grasp? According to the ancient story, Enoch obeyed, and from that moment, his journey began. But the heaven he was about to see was nothing like the simple image many people imagine. The heaven described in the book of Enoch is not a single empty realm floating above the clouds. It is a vast and structured universe composed of multiple levels, each one with its own purpose, its own guardians, and its own mysteries. As Enoch begins to ascend, the earth slowly disappears beneath him. The world he had known becomes distant, smaller and smaller, until it fades from sight. What he sees first surprises him. The first heaven is not silent or still. It is filled with movement. There he sees enormous reservoirs of clouds and mist. He sees places where rain is stored, where snow is kept, where ice and frost are prepared before they descend to the earth. Angels stand as guardians over forces that humans normally call natural phenomena. Wind, storms, frost, and rain are not random forces here. They are watched over, maintained, and released according to an order. This vision changes everything about the way one might see the world. Because from the perspective of the earth, storms seem accidental, seasons seem natural, weather appears unpredictable. But from the perspective Enoch is witnessing, none of these things are truly random. Everything has guardians. Everything has a place within a system. And that raises a fascinating question for anyone listening to this story today. What if the universe is far more organized than we imagine? What if what we call nature is only the visible surface of a much deeper order? As Enoch continues ascending, the angels lead him into the second heaven. Here, the atmosphere changes dramatically. The sense of movement fades. Instead, there is a heavy silence. And within that silence, Enoch sees something deeply disturbing. He sees angels who are not shining like the messengers guiding him. These beings appear broken, sorrowful, waiting. They are fallen beings, angels who once held positions in heaven but now remain in a state of judgment. In that moment, the memory of the previous story returns with powerful force. The Watchers who descended to earth, the rebellion that shook the order of heaven. Now Enoch sees the consequences. These beings once stood in glory. Now they wait for the day when their fate will be decided. It is a powerful reminder that even in the highest realms of existence, choices have consequences. If angels themselves are accountable for their actions, what does that mean for humanity? What does it mean for a generation that often believes its actions carry no eternal weight? Enoch continues his ascent, and the journey becomes even more astonishing. When he reaches the third heaven, the scene changes once again. Instead of silence and sorrow, he witnesses extraordinary beauty. He sees a radiant garden filled with light, trees whose fruit seems to glow with life itself, rivers that appear pure beyond anything found on earth. Many ancient readers believed this was a vision of paradise itself. Yet even within this beauty, Enoch is shown another reality. Near this place of life, he also sees a region prepared for darkness, a place reserved for those who reject the good. The vision reveals something profound about the structure of creation. Light and darkness exist side by side. Reward and consequence are part of the same cosmic order. And perhaps this is the moment when the viewer begins to wonder something deeply unsettling. If Enoch truly saw paradise and judgment with his own eyes, why are these stories so rarely discussed today? What parts of these ancient traditions were forgotten, or perhaps intentionally set aside because they were too mysterious, too intense, too difficult to explain? But Enoch's journey is far from over. The angels tell him that higher heavens still await, and with every step upward, he begins to sense that he is approaching something far greater than anything he has seen so far. As Enoch continues to ascend, the sense that he is entering a realm increasingly sacred becomes impossible to ignore. It is no longer simply a matter of seeing wonders or discovering strange regions of the heavens. Something deeper is happening. The atmosphere itself seems charged with authority and meaning, as though every new level he enters demands greater reverence than the one before. The angels who accompany him move with increasing care. Their voices grow quieter. Their gestures become measured and deliberate. Everything suggests that they are approaching a region of the universe that cannot be entered lightly. Enoch himself begins to feel a transformation taking place inside him. At the beginning of his journey, he felt fear and astonishment. Now he feels something more complex, awe mixed with understanding. It is as if every step upward is opening his mind to a reality that humans rarely consider. Perhaps this is the moment when anyone listening to this story should pause and ask a question. If a human being were suddenly lifted from the earth and shown the true structure of the heavens, could he ever see life in the same way again? Would ordinary concerns still seem important? Would pride, ambition, and conflict still dominate the human heart the same way they often do? Or would everything suddenly appear small compared to the vast order of creation? When Enoch arrives at the fifth heaven, he encounters a sight that deeply unsettles him. Before him stands a great multitude of powerful celestial beings. Their appearance is majestic, but their expressions reveal something unexpected. They do not radiate the joyful brilliance of the angels who serve faithfully. Instead, there is a visible sadness among them. A solemn silence surrounds this assembly, as though the entire region of heaven carries the memory of something that once went terribly wrong. Enoch turns to the angels guiding him and asks who these beings are. The answer reveals a truth that is both sobering and mysterious. These celestial figures were once connected to heavenly orders that lost their place through disobedience and error. They are not portrayed as monsters or enemies locked in battle. Instead, they appear as beings suspended between what they once were and what they have become. They remain here in silence, aware of the consequences of actions that disturb the harmony of heaven itself. This moment reveals something profound about the ancient vision of the cosmos. The universe is not simply a collection of beautiful realms filled with light. It is also a moral structure. Actions matter. Choices echo beyond the moment in which they are made. One act of rebellion can send ripples across the order of creation. Anyone watching this part of the story may begin to reflect on a difficult truth. How often do human beings assume that their decisions carry no lasting consequences? How often do people imagine that what they do in secret disappears with time? Yet the vision given to Enoch suggests something very different. Nothing truly disappears. Nothing simply dissolves into nothingness. Every action leaves a trace within the larger story of creation. After witnessing this solemn assembly, Enoch is led further upward. Soon he enters the sixth heaven, and the atmosphere changes dramatically once again. Here, the sense of sorrow disappears, replaced by a scene of astonishing activity and harmony. Enoch sees vast hosts of angels arranged in perfect order. Their number seems beyond counting. Some move like living flames of light, bright and powerful, yet completely controlled. Others raise their voices in songs that fill the heavens with sound, unlike anything heard on earth. These are not simple melodies. Their voices seem woven into the very structure of the universe, resonating with a harmony that feels eternal. Still others carry out tasks that Enoch can only partially understand. Some appear to oversee regions of creation. Others seem to record events, writing upon luminous tablets or scrolls that hold the history of the world. In this vision, heaven does not appear as a place of idle rest. It is a realm of purposeful activity, a perfectly ordered administration of creation itself. Everything functions with precision. Every being understands its role. Nothing is chaotic, nothing uncertain. And this raises another powerful question. If such order exists in the unseen realms, what does that say about the visible world we inhabit? Could it be that the physical universe we experience is only the outer layer of a far greater structure? Could the visible world be supported by invisible systems that maintain balance, time, and life itself? As Enoch watches this vast organization of celestial beings, he begins to realize that his journey is not simply about witnessing wonders. He is being taught something. The heavens are revealing how the universe is sustained. What appears random on Earth may actually be part of a carefully maintained design. What appears ordinary may have deep spiritual significance beyond human perception. The angels guiding him continue to lead him forward, and with every step the atmosphere grows more intense. The light becomes brighter, yet it does not hurt the eyes. Instead, it carries a sense of purity and authority that compels silence. The angels themselves begin to move with even greater reverence, as though they are approaching the highest domain accessible to a human being. Soon Enoch realizes that he is entering a region unlike any he has seen before. Here the hosts of heaven stand in immense ranks stretching farther than he can see. Their garments shine like living light. Their forms appear both powerful and peaceful, radiating a majesty that words struggle to describe. Many of them sing, and their voices rise together in a sound so powerful that it seems to vibrate through the entire structure of the heavens. This is not merely music. It feels like the expression of truth itself, the kind of sound that exists only where harmony and authority are perfectly united. Enoch senses that he is approaching the center of a reality far greater than anything the human mind can fully grasp. Yet even here, he notices something that captures his attention. Among these celestial hosts are beings whose role appears connected to the memory of humanity. Books and scrolls are present once again, suggesting that the story of the earth is not forgotten in the heavens. The lives of human beings, their actions, their justice and their cruelty, their compassion and their pride, all of it seems to be recorded within a system that transcends time itself. This idea alone is staggering. It means that human history is not meaningless. Every generation becomes part of a narrative that extends beyond the limits of earthly life. Nothing is completely lost. Nothing is entirely erased. And this realization transforms the way Enoch understands humanity's place in creation. Humans may be fragile and temporary compared to the vastness of heaven, but they are not insignificant. Their lives matter within a cosmic story far greater than themselves. As Enoch continues forward, the angels finally explain that he is approaching the highest level he will be allowed to see, a region closer to the source of divine authority than any other place revealed to him so far. At this point, the atmosphere of the heavens reaches an intensity beyond anything described before. Even the angels guiding him appear deeply reverent. The light ahead shines with a brilliance that cannot be compared to ordinary radiance. It feels like the origin of all light itself. Enoch understands that he is standing near the summit of his journey, and in that moment, a powerful realization begins to form within him. The heavens are not merely distant realms separated from humanity. They are the foundation upon which the visible universe stands. The order of the stars, the flow of time, the memory of history, the balance of justice and mercy, all of it flows from a reality far greater than human perception. And as Enoch prepares to witness what lies beyond that radiant threshold, the final question emerges with overwhelming force. If a human being truly sees the structure of heaven, if he witnesses the order behind creation itself, can he ever return to the world unchanged? Or does such a vision transform him forever into something more than he once was?